Hi Flutes, it's Mr. G. I hope you are well and I hope you had a chance to play and enjoy your instrument. And I hope that this video also helps you do that. You know, I'm sad that I'm not going to see you for the rest of the year, and I've very much missed our time together each week to play and practice and enjoy each other's company. And I'm also sad that we're not going to have our concert at the end of the year. But there is a lesson in that that's important to learn as a musician, and it's not all about the end result or the product or the performance, it's about the process too. And that's what I hope this video helps us to maintain, is the learning process as we go through our instruments. So I thought what we would do in this video is start at the very beginning on page 5 in our books, and we would play through some of the exercises together. And then I hope that that will be very helpful for you. If it's been a while since you played your instrument, that's okay. I'm going to create another video and link it in the description below on how to put your flute together, how to create your embouchure, and how to produce your first sounds. But if you're okay on that, we'll continue with this video. We're going to start on page 5 with our very first note. And our first note on the flute is D. So we're going to get ready to play. I hope you have your music stand all set. You're seated in a chair, and when you are in a chair, make sure you scoot real front to the forward part of your chair so that your back is away from the back and not resting there. That'll keep your posture up, it'll keep you from slouching, and it'll allow your whole upper body to expand as you take a great big musician's breath. We want to keep our feet flat on the floor. We want to have our book. Make sure your pencil is close by for marking the music. And when we pick up our instrument to play, we want to keep our upper body raised, and we want to bring our flute up to our embouchure and not our embouchure down to the flute. With our chin up, that'll help our tone and that'll help our breathing too. We are here on page number 5. Our very first note is D. Here is how you finger the note D. To finger D on the flute, on the back side with our left thumb, we're going to go on this key. On the front side of the flute, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and use our second and third finger on those 2 keys. That's our left hand. Over here on the right hand, we are going to use finger 1, 2, and 3 with our thumb behind the rod on the back of the flute, not underneath. Don't cradle it this way. To review, thumb, 2, 3, right hand, 1, 2, 3. Thumb behind. Now that you've got D, we're going to start on number 2, our very first note. We're going to hold the note for 4 beats because it's a whole note, and we're going to rest after for 4 beats. That'll be our whole rest, and we're going to do that 3 times. Remember, as you play, breathe in deep and count in your head so that we know that we're holding the whole notes for their first full 4 beats. These long tone exercises that we do at the beginning are so important, and that's what we're going to play now. So here we go. We're going to start up the metronome. And we'll do number 2 in the book, our first note. Get your fingers ready on D, and here we go. 1, 2, breathe and play. Rest, 2, 3. Rest, 2, last time, breathe. We're going to move on to number 3, our second note. Our new note is C, and here is how we finger the note C. To play the note C on the flute, we are going to use just first finger, no thumb, and just pinky on the right hand, with our thumb of the right hand behind the flute. Pinky and first finger. The rest of the fingers are floating. And we'll do the same thing again. We will hold the note for 4 beats and rest for 4 beats, and we'll play that note 3 times. Straight upper body. Take a great big breath over 4 beats. We'll start the metronome. And here is number 3. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest and breathe. One last time. Breathe in. When we start every note and end every note, we want to make sure that we are using our tongue. So make sure there is a start and end to every note. Just don't let the air spill out of your embouchure. Let's do number 4, the 2-note tango. We're going to play the D and the C, and we're going to alternate between them. D for 4 beats, C for 4 beats. And we're going to rest in between each one. Here we are also on page 5, the 2-note tango. Sit up straight and tall, bring our flutes up. Let's start the metronome, and here is number 4. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 2, count in your head, to C. Switch back to D, ready, and play. Back to C, ready, and play. Last time, back to D, ready, big breath. We will continue, we'll do a new note. This is our 3rd note. It is B flat. Here's how we finger a B flat. To play B flat on the flute, we are going to take our C fingering, which we know is pinky and first finger, and we are going to add our first finger of the right hand and our thumb on the left hand. B flat on the flute is thumb, first finger, pinky. Now that you've got your finger on the B flat, we're going to play that note 3 times with a rest of 4 in between. Make sure you're holding your whole notes out for a full 4 beats. Count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, release. Breathe deep all the way down and push the air out from the bottom to the top with the diaphragm. Here we go. This is our 3rd note on page 5. Concert B flat. Get our fingers ready. Flutes up, chins up, and let's start the metronome. 1, 2, ready. Rest. 2, breathe in. Breathe. I hope it sounded good. Let's switch to page 6, and we're going to use those 3 notes that we've just learned, D, C, and B flat, and we're going to put them together on the 3-note combo, number 6. B flat to start. Let's get our fingers in our B flat mode, and here we go. Let's start the metronome for number 6. 1, 2, straight and tall. Rest, count your head. Switch your fingers for D. Switch your fingers back to C, big breath. And back to B flat, last note. If at any time you need to go back, just rewind the video. That's the beauty of having a video. You can have Mr. G play it through as many times as you want. We're going to move on page 6 to number 7, third time's a charm. It's very similar to number 6, the 3-note combo, but this is going to start on D, and we're going to descend through our scale from D to C to B flat, back up to C, and then end on D with a rest of 4 in between. Make sure you're holding your whole notes out for a full 4 beats. If you're having trouble holding it for 4 beats, make sure you take a great big flute player's breath. Fill the air all the way down to the bottom of the lungs and hold it there with the diaphragm muscle. Here we go. Let's start number 7. Third time's the charm. Fingers in D mode, flutes up, keep that chin up, not on the shoulders. And here we go. For number 7, we'll start the metronome. 1, 2, big breath. Rest, take a big full breath, switch to C. Breathe, B flat. Last note. Let's move ahead to still on page 6, number 8. We will match the pitch. And this is where we're going to do a duet together. I will play the solo part, you play the band part. I'll play the note for 4 beats, and then while I'm resting, I want you to play the note and see if you can match my tone and hold it for the full 4 beats. Here we go. Match the pitch, number 8 on page 6. Straight and tall, backs away from the back of the chair, feet flat on the floor. Ready? Here we go. Start the metronome. We're starting on C. Ready? Play. Now you. How'd you do? Did you match the pitch? Keep going on page 6. Let's do a breath of fresh air. 4 beats on every note, but this is different because we are not resting in between every note. There are no more whole rests. Whole note follows a whole note, follows a whole note all the way through. So we have to take a great big breath. If you notice in number 9, on a breath of fresh air, you'll see those little breath marks at the end of every measure. You have a little bit of space of time between each measure to take a great big full breath. The way I like to think of it that way is it's not a slow breath, but it's a frightened breath. If someone sneaks up behind you, you're going to take a great big breath if they tap you on the shoulder and you'll be going, oh! And that's the kind of breath we want. But don't raise the shoulders. Don't jar your body like I did. We want to keep our body still, our shoulders down and relaxed. So a great big breath would look like this. Did you see it? I'll do it one more time. Big breath, just like this. Notice my shoulders were relaxed and I expanded down at the bottom of my diaphragm. That's where you want to expand. 4 beats on every note with a breath in between. This is number 9 on page 6, a breath of fresh air. Fingers in D mode, and here we go. Start the metronome. Ready? Play. Did you get a full breath in between every note? We'll get another shot on it when we play number 10, which we're going to do right now. Make sure you're getting enough air in that quick breath to fill up the entire whole note. And also, don't waste any air by starting the note without your tongue. You always want to start the note with the tongue. If you start a note without the tongue, you're wasting a whole lot of air just to get that note started, and you don't have a clean beginning to the note. We want to have a crisp, clear beginning to every note, and we do that with the tongue. That saves air and it makes it sound better. Number 10 on page 6, breathing easy. It's very much like number 9. We're doing the notes a little bit backwards this time. There's a trick at the end. So make sure you are not surprised by the note at the end. And a way to make sure that we're not surprised by notes that are at the end is always look ahead. We have 4 beats to play every note. So don't stare at the note for 4 beats. While you've started the note and you're counting in your head for 4 beats, you should be looking ahead 1 measure to see what the next note is that we have to play, so that when we get there, our fingers are ready to go down on the exact note when we need it. Here we go, number 10, breathing easy. Take a great big full breath between every note and look ahead. Here we go, we'll start the metronome. We're starting on B flat. 1, 2, big breath, and play. Did you catch the trick at the end when we switched from D to B flat without the C in between? That's why we've always got to be looking ahead. If you missed it, grab your number 2 machine scoring pencil and put a circle around that B flat so that your eye notices that there's something you've got to catch before you get there. We're always looking ahead. Let's finish up this part of our lesson with number 11 on page 6. Threezy does it. We're going to have a trick at the end again, so watch very carefully as we play through the different notes. There's a breath in between each one, so make sure we're breathing big and full and deep. Here we go, number 11. This is the last one for today, and let's start the metronome. 1, 2, ready. You know, playing the basics like this, doing long tones where we're sustaining a pitch for a long period of time is such a great way to warm up on our instrument. And no matter how advanced you get, it's always a good idea to go back and play through page 5 and page 6, especially as a warm-up. It gets the air flowing, it reminds us of our breathing, it helps us solidify our fingerings on our notes, it helps us to remember to count in our head as we're playing those long notes, and it keeps our eye moving across the page, which are all important skills no matter how complicated or simple the music gets. Next time we get together, we're going to move on and we're going to start our half notes, and then we're going to add a couple more notes as we go. So use this video as often as you need to, and I hope you enjoy continuing to play the flute, and I hope to see you all again in the future. Be safe, be healthy, and have fun. This is Mr. G saying thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.